Okay, I am making this video because I have been looking back on the women's college basketball season. Y'all who have been following my channel know that I pay attention to women's basketball. I'm a Tennessee boy. For that matter, I'm a Pathead Summit fanatic. So I fell in love with women's basketball in 1984. If you've been on my channel, you know this. Now, I keep hearing all these people talk about Audi Crooks. And or Audi Crooks. I'm not sure. I've heard it pronounced both ways, by the way. I am not trying to mispronounce her name. I have literally heard her called both names. But I took a look. I've gone back, watched some of her games. I'm fairly impressed. I'm not even impressed. Impressed isn't even the right word. She's okay. Serious. I think she's okay. She can score 25.8 points a game. Cool. She's being Charles Barkley. Seriously, that's what she's being. And even on her team, there are a couple of stats that I noticed that like ESPN is even uh glossing over heavily. Addie Brown is getting shortchanged when looking at her stats. Seriously, they are. When you take a look, okay, undeniably, I'm going to say Audi because that's the one I've heard the most. Audi Crooks is the points leader. She was the points leader for Iowa State. Okay, cool. 25.8 points a game. But they're saying rebounds, she leads with 7.7. But here's the thing. Addie Brown, who had to miss 10 games, came back and was averaging 8.8 rebounds to Audi Crooks 7.7 rebounds. And let's break that down even further, okay? Let's break that down even further. Audi Crooks had 163 defensive rebounds, which, by the way, leads until you realize in 10 fewer games, Addie Brown had 162 defensive rebounds. Now, nobody else comes close to either one of them. So, 10 fewer games, she had one less defensive rebound. Now, Audie Crooks leads in offensive rebounds with 76. The closest person to her is Elisa Williams, who had 40. So you've got a situation where somebody played 31 games. There's only one player that played. There are only two, or there's only a few players that played more. Audi Crooks was out of game, so there are players that played 32 games. Audi Crooks played 31. Addie Brown played 21. So you're telling me that your center, that's all she's contributing, is 163 defensive rebounds when you've got a forward contributing 162 with 10 less games. Okay, at least she's getting defensive rebounds. I will give her that. She's getting defensive rebounds. But she's also making sure to get those offensive rebounds, which, hey, that's necessary too. Um, Seriously, try again points are really important. And then they've got her being the blocks leader at point 0.8. Addie Brown was doing point 0.9. Now, I've got a problem with the blocking that was going on. But here's the thing. Audie Crooks only had 24 blocks the entire season. Addie Brown had 19 with 10 fewer games. So, and after going back and watching some of Audie Crooks' games, I'm not seeing her being all that special for this team. But we're going to get even further into it. So, stick around. I'm going to break it down, plus adding in what Hannah Hidalgo and Michaela Blake's brought to their team on both sides of the ball. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little
Artlist.io.
basketball and
Hey,
other
my
sports on
lord,
occasion,
watch me
but
sway.
that's what I do,
Darkness
college.
falls, and we
Also,
are ready.
hey,
Open for
General
the
Robert
black
Nealon, former University of
day. Down
Tennessee
to the
head football coach for
river, I
decades,
have held
had
the
7
devil's
maxims to
hand.
win any
Felt the
game,
weight
but they
of
can
my
also
own
help you if you apply them
sin.
Music
correctly to
licensing
your life.
reimagined.
The second one is play
Down to
for
the
and make the breaks. When
river,
one comes your way,
down to
score.
the
That
river.
is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Okay, so I am arguing that Audi Crooks is an okay player, and she is. Okay, she can score. Most of her scoring is in the paint. She is getting inside the lines of the free throw area and scoring more there than she is anywhere else. She's a center. That is where you expect her to do these things at. She's not contributing on the defensive side as much as you would need her to do. Seriously, she's not. She's doing okay defensively, but in all honesty, watching her, eh. I don't see her being that good at a defensive player. Taking a look at her numbers, which I've already covered some of them, Addie Brown, comparatively to her, is a heck of a lot better player. When you've got Addie Brown having 10 less games, 19 blocks as a forward. Audi Crooks, on the other hand, 24 with 10 more games. So 5 more blocks in 10 more games. Not a good look by any stretch of the imagination. Yet ESPN lists her as the blocks leader. Turnovers, Audi Crooks, 76 turnovers. Now, mind you, Jada Williams had 111 turnovers. So, yeah. Addie Brown had 43. Assist, Audi Crooks had 52. Addie Brown had 111. We've already covered the rebounding. Points, okay, Audi Crooks has that one hands down. 64.9% field goal percentage, 9.1% 3-point percentage. Free throw percentage, 73.1. She's okay around the free throw line. Adding in the fact that most of her points from field goal percentage is coming inside the paint. But her steals, she only had 8 steals. Addie Brown, 10 fewer games, 11 steals. Looking at that just on her own team, I would say, minus the fact that she didn't score as often, but wait, 33.8 3-point percentage. That's average. Now, not as good as I would like to see it, but average on the 3-point percentage. Only 43.1% field goal percentage until you take into account that she didn't go inside the paint, she scored outside the paint. And 43.1 could be better, but it's not bad compared to a lot of the teams that I've been watching. Not to mention Addie Brown, 25 of 74 when it came to 3 points. Audi Crooks was 1 of 11. So her even taking a 3 point, she should have automatically gone, let's pass that out. Because when you look at assists, 52 assists for Audi Crooks, 111 for Addie Brown. But let's then take a look at Hannah Hidalgo and Michaela Blake. Hannah Hidalgo, 47.5 field goal percentage, 83.3 free throw percentage, and 25.4 3-point percentage. Now, the 3-point percentage as a junior, she should be far better than that, but she's doing really good field goal percentage. Free throw percentage, hey, can't complain about that. And when you take a look at her numbers, which is what I'm doing in this game or in this video, Hannah Hidalgo had 10 blocks. That's 14 fewer blocks. Okay, but still, she's a guard. Guards aren't supposed to be blocking. She made up for it with steals, 202 steals over the season. 188 assists, which, hey, she's the assist leader on her team. She leads in points, rebounds, assists, steals. Rebounding, 189 defensive rebounds. We go back to Audi Crooks. Audi Crooks had 163 defensive rebounds. Hannah Hidalgo, 189. Had 108 more points, but then again, though, had 5 more games. Had fewer offensive rebounds, 36 of 142 on 3 points. Had so you're taking a look at this overall. So you've got a better defensive player in a guard than you do a center. Michaela Blakes, who is the top scorer in women's basketball this season. You take a look at hers. Okay, she only had 9 blocks, but she had 98 steals. Still better. She had 139 or 104, 139 total rebounds, but 104 defensive rebounds. He was scoring at a clip of 45.6 field goal percentage, 86.1 free throw percentage, and 35.9 3-point percentage. So she was doing a little bit better than average on 3 points, doing not bad on field goal percentage, could be better. If she had done better, in my opinion, I think that Bandy would have been doing better overall. He's not bad on defensive rebounds. You've got a guard doing not bad on defensive rebounds, not worrying about the offensive rebounds. She only got 35 offensive rebounds. Assist, hey, she's working as a team player, 154 assists. She leads, or Aubrey Galvin does lead now, but she's still doing 4.5 assists a game when Aubrey Galvin is normally the floor general. 2.9 steals a game. Are you starting to see here that you've got two guards that are better that are doing better statistically and doing better by the numbers than a center? Yes, your center is supposed to be the person that controls your defense. She is supposed to be getting in there, blocking shots, getting rebounds, which, hey, Audi Crooks does what Charles Barkley did. Seriously, she does. But she's not playing as a center. And I would dare say that Charles Barkley probably did better on blocking. Audi Crooks is in the wrong position for her playing style, not to mention she barely does defense. And that is what my argument is in all of this. She does not play both sides of the ball very well. Now, what they're saying is that it looks like Audi Crooks is probably going to Oklahoma. They're saying because Reagan Beers has used up her college eligibility, that this would be the great person to bring in. I argue against that. The 4 teams that Pro Football Network, why they're doing it, but they're saying that the top 4 teams are LSU, Iowa, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. They want her to replace Reagan Beers. Reagan Beers could play defense. I liked Reagan Beers. I did. Notre Dame. Uh, that would be interesting. You would have 2 of the top scorers in the nation, but your second best scorer would probably who does so much for your team, I that doesn't seem to be a good fit. Then you've got Iowa. Uh, Iowa, in all honesty, um, maybe. And then LSU, mm, maybe. Um, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to get into LSU. But here's my thing. One, I don't think Audi Crooks should be playing as a center. Seriously, I don't. I think Audi Crooks' main way of playing is better suited for a forward, power forward, most likely. I think part of my problem with Audi Crooks, and it's not like I have a massive problem with her, but I am bringing this up because I am saying that I think that she would be better as a power forward. You tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. She doesn't play as a center. You expect your center to be blocking, and unfortunately, you're not seeing that. But you take a look at Lauren Betts. Let's compare her to Lauren Betts. Think about that for a minute. Put those two side by side. Who do you think's a better center? Put her next to Medina Okot. Who do you think is a better center? Put her next to Clara Strack. Who do you think is a better center? Women's basketball trying to go to positionless basketball, in all honesty, doesn't do a lot of good. This past season proved that fundamentals matter, and I am not against Audi Crooks by any stretch of the imagination. I think she's in the wrong position for what they need for that position. I think that while she is a good player, I just think that she's in the wrong position. I think that overall is what what I have been trying to argue and what I have been thinking about this entire time. She is a power forward. She is not a center. You expect your center to do the defense. Argue with me that she is doing that good on defense, because there are people that I nominally respect that don't even see her being that much of a defensive power. I have watched her. She is a good player, but I don't see her playing that defensively minded. A power forward would be able to put her in the right position to do what she needs to do and get her out of what I think a lot of the complaints about her are. Yes, she can still play her style of defense, which when she plays defense is decent, but it puts her in a better position to succeed overall. You tell me if you think I'm right. You tell me if you think I'm wrong. This is just my thoughts on the matter. Audi Crooks, good player, but in the wrong position. Two, needs to learn to play defense, even though she's a junior in college, doesn't seem to have learned it as well as she needs to. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker, I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.